Good evening, everybody. What's going on? Yeah, we are back. That's right. It's Sunday night, and we are back. FRR Cup Series racing, and I am back. Yes, sir, I am back. I'm feeling much better. Last week, I tell you what, I was really under the weather and sick. Being Izzy, I can't thank him enough. But we are back and we are rolling at Michigan. These guys getting ready to go, and they should be looking like they are should be qualifying here any minute. And my partner in crime, my big dog, B Nizzy himself, will be up here any minute as well. Make sure I didn't get any later messages that he got hung up again. His schedule's been really busy at work. But anyway, folks, Michigan, and even more Michigan. It is that kind of a weekend, and these guys have been doing nothing but Michigan, getting these cars ready. I tuned into one of the practices the other day that they were having, and we could really be in for a an exciting night. That is to say the least. Now these guys, I think they should be getting ready to qualify, and we're gonna poke our head in on qualifying. We're gonna take a look at qualifying and see what's going on. See how these guys do in a qualifying round. See what these guys are doing in qualifying. So we're gonna poke our head in and see what's going on with qualifying, as they are just now getting into the lobby. And I'm gonna go ahead and join on up. In 1 second as we join up, and we're gonna go on over into the qualifying. What's going on, Billy? How you doing, man? You getting some well-needed recovery time, my brother? Congratulations, man. You all had an exciting weekend over there, man. We just tuned into that FTR Pro Series race earlier this evening. Man, what an awesome race that was. Davey Allison pulling out the win there on a last lap pass. Man, that was an awesome race, man, from beginning to end. And as we're connecting up here, we're gonna poke our head in on qualifying with these guys tonight. We're gonna see how these guys are gonna roll around with qualifying, see what the lobby's all about. Hopefully, actually, the way things are looking, not too well. Looks like they got themselves some thunder lag, as I used to call it, some bad weather lag rolling in on qualifying. So they're gonna try to get it going again, of course, right as I'm loading in. So we're gonna roll right out. So we're just gonna kick back and relax, do a little recovery ourselves, my friend, and just chill. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not still not 100%, but considerably better than last week. That's for sure. All right, they're getting an invite there, so they'll set up a qualifying lobby, and we're gonna kill a few minutes with some qualifying and wait for B Nizzy to crawl in through the back window. If he was able to crawl out the back window from his work. But anyway, these like I said, when I was poking my head on practice with these guys the other night, man, they were really going at it. So I really am expecting to see a lot of side-by-side racing here tonight. Basically from the beginning of each stage till basically the time of whenever they have to pit. And even with pit stops, I think you're going to still see guys bunched up, running side by side, and as they're trying to get the everybody into the qualifying lobby. There they go. So I'm gonna go and let's go ahead and poke our head on in. Come on. Oop, hit the wrong button here. Okay. There we go. And let's see what's going on with qualifying while we got a few minutes. Kick back, kick up the feet. Got me a nice big old glass of iced tea, and we're ready to get here and watch another awesome race here on a Sunday night. And see what's going on here. Hopefully, this lobby doesn't have the thunder lag that the previous lobby just had. So I think we're getting ready to get started now as we're loading in here. Alright, and doesn't look like it. Daggone it. Alright, so, well, we will back on out. We will back on out and try it again. Let's see here. Let me pull up, while we got a few moments, let's pull up the points. Let's check in on the points on these guys while we have a few minutes after last week's race. If I can find the FRR Cup Series points. Because I'm kind of, here we go. I'm really actually curious on myself on the points after last week, as Typical has extended his lead now over Favre. Typical now well alone in first place in season points at 888 points. Man, that's impressive. 888 points over Favre in second, who is actually now tied with Flash. Favre and Flash now tied, each with 727 points. So Typical has a 161 point lead over Favre and Flash for the regular season championship title. So barring something crazy happening, it looks like Typical's pretty much gonna lock up if he hasn't already, he will very soon mathematically lock up the regular season championship, as he's got such a large lead over Favre and Flash there in second. Field Filler in fourth with 712 points. Field Filler having a quiet but a very steady and a very good season, sitting there in fourth in points. Same with Perky in fifth. Perky is sitting fifth in points as the... Alright, so they got the qualifying lobby going back up again, so we're going to give it another go. Let's see what's here. Go ahead and check on in. As I was saying, in points, typical and first in points with 888. Favre and Flash both tied with 727 there for second and third respectively. Field Filler in fourth with 712 points, and Perky there in fifth with 666 points. Field Filler and Perky both each have one win on the season, but have still run very, very consistently throughout the entire regular season, getting very good finishes, which is why they are just right there in the points, having a very, very good regular season. And these guys are Alright, now these guys are going qualifying here. So like I said, this is qualifying. Hopefully this is this is third time the charm. Or I'm sorry, we're third time lucky, but only a fool would tell you it's a charm. It's a handy piece of advice right there to have. And nope, we are not going to be third time lucky. So let's back on out of this one. And let's talk about some more points while we have a few minutes. Waiting on B Nizzy. B Nizzy should be here anytime. So hopefully he's able to roll in pretty quickly. But back to the points. All right, typical in first, Varv and Flash in second and third respectively. They're both tied. Field Filler in fourth. Perky in fifth. Shovelhead in sixth. Showtime, KB Showtime in seventh. Pittman in eighth. True Death in ninth. 19mm in 10th. Racer Rick is 11th. Mini Golf is 12th. Mucka is 13th. And Hick Ross is 14th with Hurricane Hull. And 15th with King G, Dimebags, Death Before Dishonor, and Mac, G Pro, and J Lamb, rounding out the points for the regular season. So, man, things are kind of starting to shape up here a little bit. Now, when we talk about these points, those are the regular season points. Now, the playoff points, hey, that's where things are really going to start counting as we get into the end of the regular season. As Typical has a 3-point lead over Favre in playoff points. Typical now with 32 playoff points. Favre has 29. Flash is in third with 23. Those three guys are only three guys that have double-digit playoff points so far in the regular season, as they are getting a loading screen now for another qualifying run. So let's see if we can make this one work. Let's go poke our head on and see if we can try to catch a qualifying one time. Alright, let's see here. Let's cross our fingers, our toes. Alright, here we go as we load on into the loading screen. And like I said, this is still qualifying, and we are, so we're running a little bit late, but that's okay. Not a first time. Not the first time, certainly won't be the last time. As it's kind of chilling here, and I'm on the stream, one of the streams. Alright, so qualifying. Nope. They're already backing out. This just is not, they're having one heck of a lag shower, that is for sure. This could be a very interesting pre-race. Alright, let's see what's up here. Okay, so they gotta give it another go. Alright, let me bring them playoff points back on up. Let's get back into the playoff points. Let me get that back on up. Alright, back to the playoff points. Alright, so, back to, we were talking, like we said, back to the playoff points. Typical in first in playoff points with 32. So not only does he have a 161 point lead over Favre for the regular season championship, but he's got a 3 point lead and those ever valuable playoff points as we're starting to get into the last part of the regular season here. Things are kind of coming to the home stretch of the regular season. So every playoff point is where it's going to be very, very valuable. Like I said, typical with 32. Favre there sitting in second with 29. Flash is sitting right there in third with 23. And Field Filler is fourth with 6 playoff points. Perky is fifth with 5 playoff points. And Death Before Dishonor and Racer Rick both tied for 6th with 4 playoff points apiece. So as we move forward, those playoff points at the end of those stages really, really going to be playing into the minds of some of these guys as we are really winding things down on the regular season. And they're getting back in the lobby. We're still trying to get some qualifying in, having a major lagging issue going on. I know there's a lot of thunderstorms going around the country. I myself having a nice rainstorm myself here on the mid-Atlantic coast. Alright, now they're going to jump into qualifying line. Let's see, make sure you send me an invite, and we're going to check in and we're going to poke our head in here on qualifying and see what's going on with qualifying. If they see what's going on. What up, Sniper? What's going on, man? What's going on, champ? We are in a lag delay. We are trying to get qualifying in, so we're trying to poke our head in, see about the lagging issue. I think this is try number 4 or attempt number 4 or 5, and having a lot of lagging issues going on right now. So we are still trying to get qualifying in. Hopefully this will be the lucky break we're looking for. Give me 1 second. Alright, as we kind of load on in. Alright, well, things are looking pretty good. Knock on wood. Oh, yeah, see, as soon as I was saying it, they got around turn 2, and as soon as they got around turn 2, here we go again. Well, I certainly hope that B Nizzy's able to make it here, and because we are having an extra long pre-race with all this lagging issues going on, and which is what we're just waiting on now. And like I said, let's go. I had a points pulled up, so it's kind of just as with the guys that just kind of jumped on in as they're going to set up another qualifying lobby with the points. In the regular season, typical, if he doesn't mathematically have the regular season championship locked up, he might just after tonight. If not tonight, then very, very soon. Typical has a 161 point lead over Favre and Flash both, who are tied for second in the regular season championship point standings. So we're just waiting, and then Field Filler is sitting right there in 4th, and Perky is 5th with Shovelhead in 6th, KB Showtime in 7th, Pittman in 8th. Actually, Pittman is tied with True Death for 8th. And then 1 9mm rounds out the top 10 in the regular season. So kind of, let's see here. Kind of just poking around on the stream and seeing, kind of trying to tune in on what's going on, because we've had nothing but lag, and more lag for the last almost about 20 minutes now. And we still haven't gotten qualifying, and this is just the lobby for the qualifying. So this could be a really long night. Should have probably put a little extra sugar in my iced tea, but that's all right. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. And once again, we are at the Irish Hills of Michigan tonight. Nothing but Michigan this weekend, man. There's all kinds of leagues at Michigan. Tell you what, man, the FTR Pro Series, they had their race earlier this evening at 6 o'clock. They were at Michigan tonight. And I tell you what, man, that was one awesome race. Davey Allison pulled that out on a last lap pass, and that was just a really fun and awesome race to watch from flag to flag. That was earlier this evening. Chris Tutall ended up getting second, and Funagi got third. Man, it was awesome to see Funagi get another top 3. He and Davey were hooked up really well in that race. Once those two guys got hooked up, those guys were really tough to beat. But they put on an excellent. That was a fun race to watch. That really was. That was an awesome race to watch. Now, hoping that we have just as awesome of a race tonight here in FRR Cup Series. But we are having one heck of this lag issue. Which is really being a pain in the butt. I'll tell you what. Let's see what's going on here. Kind of sending a message and getting a status report on this, because we having a heck of an issue. So alright, here we go. We got another qualifying lobby going up. Like I said, yeah, we are still in qualifying. We haven't gotten qualifying in yet, so we are still in qualifying. And hopefully that this lobby will be the magic one. And if we can get it to work, we're going to watch some qualifying tonight. Especially it's being so, since it's real, it's still getting, was it 9:15 already? Let's see what's going on here. I'm not exactly sure what. Bear with me as I'm kind of poking around. Alright, okay. Alright. Try this one. I wonder what they're... I'm not exactly sure. Let me, kind of going from stream to stream as these guys are trying to get qualifying in, but having that lag issue. Let's see what's up here. Let's see what's up. Let me jump into another okay, so kind of bouncing. I'm bouncing around from stream to stream, trying to get a peek at what's going on as we are still trying to get qualifying underway. It looked like they just tried doing a lobby with only like 3 or 4 guys, and I think they were still having an issue. So not sure what exactly is the plan, as we're gonna try to watch some qualifying. If we can get one of these daggone lobbies to cooperate with us. Come on up as I drop the daggone controller on the floor. Alright, there we go. My mic is all set up. We're all set up here. We've been all set up. And it's just waiting for these guys to qualify. Let's see, should be trying to get another lobby up here going. And if they can get one up and we get an invite, we're going to poke our head in on qualifying if we can. If not, then we certainly, I'm sure we'll hear from True Death as far as what the plan will be, but I'm sure they're trying to test some things as far as getting the lobby together. But man, my brother B Nizzy, he bailed me out last week. He's gotten hung over at work. But thank goodness he was here last week, as I was still coming over this bug that I have had now for a couple of weeks. Alright. Kind of see what's going on. Give me 1 second here so I can try to see what's up. Alright, we're going to be doing 2 more attempts. And if we cannot do 2 more attempts, if we're still unable to get her done in 2 attempts, then unfortunately we will have to postpone it, is what the word is. Which would be the first time all season that we have actually had to postpone a race due to this lagging issue. But we're going to give it a go. Man, we've had this lagging issue pretty bad a couple of times this season. But we were able to really get lucky and we're able to get a lobby that was able to get going and working. We're going to give it 2 more tries here tonight. We're going to give it 2 more tries, and if we're not able to get it going in 2 more attempts, then it'll be postponed. And let's cross our fingers, our toes, everything we can that does not happen. As on the stream now. Give me 1 second, y'all. Be right back. Let's see here. Okay. Man, that's the stupid thing. I'm not used to this new phone that I got a couple weeks ago either. Works a lot faster, I tell you what. I'm got a lot faster. Okay. Alright. Okay, so they are in this next qualifying lobby, and let's see if this one will work. Hold on. And of course, when you know it, on a night that we wanted to try to sneak in on some alright, give me 1 second. Just sending a couple messages. Alright, here's his next attempt on this qualifying lobby now. So I'm on one of the streams and keeping fingers crossed that they get around this daggone track, because if not, we will only have one more attempt after this. And I'm not going to say that so far so good, because the last time I said that, it put the kiss of death onto it. So I'm not going to say so far so good. And I absolutely won't say that they completed a lap of qualifying. I will certainly not say that. But they are in qualifying right now. As I'm just kind of poking my head on in there. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, look at that. Alright. Bear with me, y'all. As I'm just kind of tuned in and making sure everything gets through with qualifying, as they are in the middle of qualifying right now. So they are about halfway through qualifying, which, of course, you know, what, as soon as Trudeau says that we're going to give it 2 more attempts, the moment he says that, boom, they get a good lobby. So maybe that's the ticket. But they are in this qualifying lobby now, and just waiting for them to get all the way through it. They only got a couple more laps left in qualifying, and then once they get all the way through qualifying, I'm sure that they only got looks like maybe 4 laps, or I think 4 laps left, 4 or 5 laps left in qualifying. So as soon as they complete qualifying and they get back into the lobby, just let the clock roll, and they better send me an invite or a couple invites before it hits 0 again. But right now I'm on the stream, so I can see where they're at, so I know when to join. And so they got 4 laps to go in qualifying. As right now, they're all well spread out. Kind of give you the radio style, the radio version of qualifying. That's kind of dumb seeing that screen. Yeah, so we'll put it on a different screen. That's dumb. That other screen, that lobby screen, is a dumb screen. Anyway, so they are still qualifying. There was 4 to go. So it looks like they're down to 3 to go in qualifying. Flash now coming down pit road. As he is down pit road, making one last stop to try to get a hot lap with 3 to go. And currently they're up at the front. Favre and Hurricane, they were 3 wide and going into turn 1 with Hickross, Favre, and Hurricane Hull, and it did not work out so well going through turn 1 and 2. I'm just giving a radio style version of qualifying, as there are now, looks like it was about 2 laps left in qualifying, so qualifying is just about ready to get wrapped up, as a lot of them are pretty spread out, but they got one or 2 groups, small groups, as guys are trying to get tucked in to get a draft. As it looks like that we got 1 lap left now of qualifying. It looked like, I think it said 1 lap left. Pretty sure it said 1. Yeah, they're on their last lap now, so 1 lap left to go in qualifying. And then once they're going to jump back, obviously get right, back to the lobby screen, send me an invite, and just keep the clock rolling, as they have just now finally completed qualifying. Hallelujah. That's another reason why I believe in miracles right there, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Alright, so we're going to see how, like I said, they just they just let the lobby clock roll. They send me a couple invites as I'm on the stream now, so I can see exactly where they're at and when to join. And then we're going to keep our fingers, our toes, anything we can keep them crossed for good luck, if you believe it. If you believe all the crossing fingers and toes, whatever. Smoke them if you got them. That's my saying. Whatever your thing. Different strokes, different folks. Alright. Here we go. Okay, so they're getting back into the lobby now. Alright, now. Alright, there's the invite. And there's about 30 seconds on the clock. Yeah, come on, come on, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Oh, man. And, of course, I hate it when the screen gets fuzzy so I can't see who won the poll. But we'll find out. But we've got about 13 seconds to go, and we're going to finally join in. And we're going to finally go racing. Oh, and he paused at the second. Oh, I was just getting ready to hit the join button as soon as I saw him pause it. With a 1 second. Alright, so left to go, and they are loading in. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Alright, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Alright, come on, come on, come on. See here. Come on, as we're loading on in. Wasn't able to see who was on the poll, but that's okay. That's alright. It's no problem. As long as we're able to get going racing here, that's all that matters, because we'll find out who's on the poll. Alright, as we are going green, a green flag is out here at Michigan at FRR Cup Series, and we are underway. And by golly, ladies and gentlemen, that's another reason why I believe in miracles right there. We got the first lap in the books tonight on Sunday night at Michigan. KB Showtime, your pole sitter, lead us to the first lap. As KB Showtime started on the pole, Hurricane Hull in the 9 car started second. The Hurricane Hull in the 9 car. There's KB Showtime in that number 38. Hurricane Hull in the 9 car. Typical started third in that Smithfield number 10. As Mucka, there's Mucka there in the number 2, currently now up to third position. And then True Death there and hit that number 3. True Death actually got a good starting spot tonight. Good starting spot for True Death. And Rapid there, and the 44, the Grambling Rapid car. Showtime Favre. There's Favre in that number 4 car. Currently running 5th. And that number 4 Ford. Swerve. My man Swerve back in his number 23, in the McDonald's number 23. Swerve in that McDonald's car, in the 23 for Swerve. Showtime Flash in his number 24. There goes Flash right there in his number 24. Flash looks like he's running in 7th position here in the early going. Racer Rick in the 34. There's Racer Rick in that Lowe's number 34 machine. THC in the number 7. Hanging with the lead draft. THC, as he's on the outside of the 17 there. The THC driving that number 7 machine. Field Filler in his number 5. Same number, different colors and paint scheme, but Field Filler in that number 5 car. Hick Ross in his number 18 Toyota. There he is over there with that yellow M&M's machine. And Hick Ross in that number 18. Mac in that number 17. One of my favorite paint schemes as far as this new next-gen car, that number 17 Fastenal. I love that blue, silver, and black. Love that paint scheme that Mac has on the 17. Dimebags in the number 1 car. There's Dimebags in his number 1. King G in his 41. There he is in that Haas Tooling Cars number 41. That's King G. Shovelhead in the number 22. Shovelhead not getting a very good starting spot as he is back here kind of towards the back. That might actually be by design though. And that number 22 Ford for Shovelhead. Perky in his number 14. No surprise Perky starts in the back. He always starts in the back, but he'll end up at the front. But there's Perky in that number 14 car. Pittman in the 11. Everybody knows Pittman. Everybody knows FedEx. Everybody knows Pittman is in that FedEx Toyota. And that is our field tonight. Right as we change up, we have got a changeover for the lead, as now Flash in the 24. Flash gets a little help from Mucka in the 2. And we're able to make their way underneath of the 38 car, put Flash to the point. Mucka in 2nd, Showtime now in 3rd. Hurricane Hull, he kind of made a look there. He's got Typical now as his drafting partner, getting some help from Typical as he now closes in, or tries to close in on that number 4 car of the defending series champion of Favre, as they now look to go underneath of the 38. Now this is what I saw in practice the other night, y'all. A lot of side-by-side racing. And this is going to be my dark horse tonight. Now, I'm not going to put the camera on this number 9 car like it was stuck last week when I was sick. Which I want to apologize to everybody about that. Yes, I was really sick. I was telling True that before the race. I hope I made it. But I want to thank B. Nizzy especially for being able to hold it down for me, because as that race went on, the more that race went on last week, the more sick I felt. But I want to thank B. Nizzy for having my back like he always does, and giving you guys a radio style. But back here as Flash still holding down the lead, and kind of surprised a little bit that this lead pack is single file and not seeing it double file like we're seeing it back here. And we're seeing some movement back here as we follow True Death. True Death has Racer Rick in the 34. That is Swerve in the 23. They are side by side. True Death now in the 3. True Death kind of dropped back a little bit. Not sure exactly if that was by design. But as Racer Rick now completes the pass on Swerve in the 23. Back to the front, up to the point. Favre now made his way up to 3rd, as he's got that 9 car of Hurricane Hull on his bumper. And Hurricane Hull is going to be my dark horse for tonight. I was watching him practice the other night, and he has a really, really good number 9 car in Hurricane Hull. I'm going to give Hurricane Hull the dark horse, as now Typical in the 10 car. Typical making a big charge, a big move. Underneath, makes the pass on Hurricane Hull, but he didn't stop there. He's going for more, as he's now looking underneath of the 2 car of Mucka with the help of the 9 car of Hurricane Hall. Try to get him a push underneath and get underneath of that 2 car. Not able to make the pass, not able to get enough momentum, as now Mucka in the 2 takes a peek there under our leader, which is Showtime Flash in the 24. Things kind of straightening out now a little bit, single file. I don't expect that to stay very long, judging by practice the other night. They were side by side for much of the practice. Let me get on KB Showtime here, or I'm sorry, Showtime Flash here, who took the lead from KB Showtime, our pole sitter, and has led every lap since with the help, the unforeseen help, from the number 2 car of Mucka. As they have been nose to tail, those cars are actually worked very well together tonight. And we're still just started in stage 1. As fuel is really going to play an issue, as we should probably start to see pit stops pretty much any minute. I expect any minute, as we've got 16 laps to go now. We'll have 15 laps to go next time they cross a stripe, but I expect these guys to be coming into pit any moment. And here comes some takers now. Looks like Mac in the 17. He's getting ready to come down pit road, as we got some side-by-side racing here with the 5 of field filler now underneath of the 23 of Swerve. Swerve coming on that outside groove, using that outside line, trying to get that momentum off of the corner and carry it down, as he does. And guys now starting to make seeing a lot of guys signal. You're going to see a lot of takers on pit road this time, ain't no doubt. Mac, the first one in on pit road. Here comes, let's get this through, because we're going to have pretty much the whole field coming in. And the 9 car of Hurricane Hole spins on the pit, coming on the pit road. That's going to be very costly. Perky in the 14, one of the few staying out and giving it a go. Let's see who else stayed out. Mucka in the 2 also stayed out. He's going to be coming down pit road this next time by, along with, let's see who else. That was True Death, Hickross, and I think is that Shovelhead. I believe that is Shovelhead. No, I'm sorry, that's Racer Rick in the 34. So this is our last group of cars that has not pitted yet. Now, here's the rest. Now let's take a look at Mac, because Mac was the first one down pit road. And here comes the rest of the field, as Mac now goes around field filler. Mac going to pick up several spots on that 1 lap short pit, as he went all the way up to 5th position, pitting on the perfect time, and got himself up there in the top 5 just on a 1 lap short pit. It worked perfect for his advantage. Flash was probably the biggest loser on that one, as Flash, well, okay, now Flash has made the pass for first, so so now they went all around, everything's straightened out. So Flash now back to the point in first. He was back there in 3rd a second ago. And this is our lead pack. Flash in first, Favre in second, KB Showtime in 3rd, and Typical in 4th. Let's see what's going on with Mac in 5th and Field Filler in 6th. Now those two guys are getting a little racy back here. Field Filler makes the pass and takes that 5th position back. And those two guys don't want to get too racy, because there's the interval between that lead pack and Field Filler, who is going to be the caboose on this train of the second pack, as they get side by side back here a little bit deeper, with Shovelhead and Mucka side by side, Hicross and the one car of Dimebags, as they are 2 by 2 going down the back stretch. This is what I saw a lot of in practice, side by side racing. But I'm not surprised to see now with the first green flag stop, as things kind of spread out a little bit. But put that number 24 of Flash back to the point with 10 laps to go, so everybody should be able to make it on fuel on just the one stop if we only got 10 laps to go here in stage 1. As we check in with Typical, who's sitting there in the 4th position. Here is Mucka now, the leader of the second pack, as he's got Hicross now in the 18, Field Filler in the 5, Shovelhead in the 22, Dimebags in the 1, and Mac in the 17. Now, we'll see if this group has enough time. If they stay nose to tail, we'll see if they'll be able to track down that first group right there. There's the interval between the first and second group. As we cross the stripe, as Flash crossed the stripe this time, we have 8 laps to go in stage 1. So Flash out in the point, 8 to go in stage 1. Favre in 2nd, KB Showtime 3rd, Typical in 4th, Mucka in 5th, Hicross in 6th, Field Filler in 7th, Shovelhead in 8th, Dimebags in 9th, and Mac round out the top 10. Not so sure if they're really getting that close, or if they're getting any closer now. 7 laps to go in stage 1. Let's get up to that 24 car, our leader of Showtime Flash, who's got Favre in his rear view mirror, along with KB Showtime and Typical. And Showtime Flash, as I was talking in the extra long pre-race report, going over some playoff points and the overall picture, as we come down now to 7 to go, those playoff points are extra valuable, as Typical holds about I think it was a 7 or possibly 9 point, I think it was a 7-point lead on playoff points over Favre, who was in 2nd, and Flash, who was in 3rd in playoff points. So here is Flash in 1st and Favre in 2nd. Typical right there, right behind them, one car after in 4th. So it might not be a big gain, but any gain is a big gain when it comes to playoff points. As Flash now, I'm waiting for to see if Favre is going to make a move. Or if maybe KB Showtime will make a move. Because KB Showtime could be in a catbird seat when you've got that number 10 car sitting behind you. that if you pull out and make a move, I'm sure to think he would follow, as we've got 4 laps to go now. 4 to go. I want to get on the 38, because if I'm the 38, I'm in that catbird seat knowing that 10 car is behind me. Because I can pull out, and Showtime, our pole sitter tonight. So Showtime has got a really good car. He's got a lot of speed in this number 38. Sitting on the pole and currently in the 3rd position. So if I'm Showtime now, as we've got 3 laps to go in stage 1, I kind of wanted to keep it here just to see if maybe Showtime will possibly make a move, and if so, when? It certainly wouldn't want to be what Flash and Favre would want to see if he does. Now here comes Typical looking on the outside, as this is the last lap. 1 lap to go in stage 1. Now Typical, he's just going to do it all by himself and go to the outside, as now Flash drops to the inside, protects that lower groove. And Flash in the 24 comes off of turn 4. And he is going to take stage 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope, they got 1 lap to go. that was my mistake. I thought that was the last lap. This is the last lap. 1 lap to go. So it's not over yet. I see. I psyched you all out. Fooled you. I could have said April Fools, but it's not April Fools. Flash still in the lead. Now KB Showtime makes a go for it. And he's going to make a pass and go for 2nd spot. Now the 10 car takes a look to go with the help him. Stays up top with Favre. KB Showtime throws a big block on the 4 car for 2nd. Flash, your winner of stage 1, KB Showtime, gets that 2nd spot. Daggone. See, I knew I should have stayed with him. I had a feeling he was going to make that run. I had a feeling sitting there in the 3rd spot that he was sitting in the catbird's seat. But mark it down. Flash, your stage 1 winners. KB Showtime in 2nd. Favre in 3rd. Typical in 4th. Mucka in 5th. Field Filler in 6th. Dimebags in 7th. Shovelhead in 8th. Hickross in 9th. And True Death in 10th. To round out stage number 1. So 1 down, 2 to go. As KB Showtime gonna start on the upper line here. And I'm not so sure if that's a bad thing. Or you might want to prefer to be up there, but Flash gets a great jump, takes the lead going into turn 1. Showtime going to drop right in behind him and take that 2nd spot. Favre there in 3rd, and the rest of the field right behind him. Typical under Dimebags here. Dimebags on the outside. He's got Hickross in the 18 coming up to give him a push. That choo-choo train is on the bottom, and it's coming all the way underneath. So Dimebags and Hickross, who are stuck on the top side, are just going to be stuck. Perky there in the 14. He's also there on the top side, but pretty much the rest of the field there on the bottom. Now we come down the backstretch. Now things start to get squared away a little bit. Now we see more guys moving to the top. Hurricane Hole moved to the top. Move back here a little bit. Let's check in with Mucka in the 2 car. As he's got True Death in the 3 right behind him. As Mucka's currently in 6th position. Now the guys get straightened out again. True Death now. There's True Death in the 3 car. He's moved himself up to 7. True Death had a great start tonight. He actually had a good start for once. And has stayed in the top 10 so far all race long. But I think True Death might have himself a nice little hot rod in that number 3 tonight. He might have his best car of the season in that number 3 car tonight. He's looking good so far in that number 3. As the lead pack, single file, which I'm kind of surprised in, as now we got some movement. As Showtime Flash moves high up onto the wall, way high, almost up against the wall, opens the door and to our new leader, which is a 38 of KB Showtime. Put KB Showtime to the point. Favre now to 2nd, Typical in 3rd, Field Filler in 4th, and Flash dropped all the way back to 5th. Now that could have been by design, and I'll tell you why. Because we are now in stage 2, and if I'm not mistaken, there is 27 laps to stage 2. Now, 27 laps in stage 2, I believe he has dropped back into the back to be in the draft, so he can save himself some fuel, but we are under caution. Caution is out. Racer Rick, I think, is the one who is unfortunately the one who brought it out, as he has got tremendous damage to this 34 car. A caution is out, and this could really change the game plan of a lot of these guys on the field. As I was just saying, stage 2 has 27 laps in it. As this fuel went in stage 1, they only had to pit once, but was a little bit shorter, so fuel saving was going to be the topic here of stage 2. But as per usual, nothing is usual here in FRR Cup Series racing on Sunday night. We're going to throw a caution in the mix and really juggle things up and really get some strategy going, because these guys were strategizing to have to save fuel in stage 2. So we're going to have to see how things play out and how many laps are left to go when we finally take green. And I'm going to see who beat who out. I think KB Showtime won this one off of pit road. As Typical in the 10 car could have possibly, and I think he may have beaten KB Showtime off of pit road to take the lead. So Typical, who has won all season long everywhere we have gone, not to my surprise, wins off of pit road as well. Not to my surprise. A KB Showtime in 2nd, Favre in 3rd, Mucka in 4th. Let's see. That's Mucka in 4th. That's Field Filler in 5th. Flash in 6th. True Death in 7th. Shovelhead in 8th. Dimebags in 9th. Mac in 10th. That's your top 10 as we go green. And Typical now takes us to green. And the number 10 car, the 38 of KB Showtime, out on top in 2nd, but he's got a healthy dose of Favre, but Favre opened the door, let his teammate back on down in. And now things get squirrely here, mid-pack back, with True Death and the 2 car of Mucka. Swerve in the 23 car, he's taking a peek on the inside. Dimebags takes a position in that 1 car. Dimebags was able to follow True Death in the 3 to make the pass on Mucka. As now Swerve in the 23, he looks to make the pass now. Our top 3, Typical, KB Showtime, and Favre, have checked out. They're putting some considerable distance already. Where the 4th place car? Let's check in with Flash. Our Flash now is kind of stuck back here 3 wide with Mac and Mucka for 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. Flash to the high side. Now this is what I saw in practice this past week, and as the race has gone on, these guys starting to get racier and racier as we are in stage 2. The top 3 have really pulled away. Field Filler is in 4th. There's the interval between Favre in 3rd and Field Filler, who is in 4th, who's now got some help of True Death, Dimebags, and Swerve. So if they can get nose to tail, let's see if they can run that down. And that could accompany them by this guy, Mac, and the 17. If he's able to get a guy or 2 or 3, but here goes Flash underneath of the 17. He's going to leave him up high as Hickross in the 18. He's going to follow suit and complete that pass. So let's move over to the 24. So the 24, the 24 car, there he is. The 24 is able to keep some of these guys behind them and catch up to the 2nd pack so they can catch up to that lead pack. Because that lead pack sure is busting loose. As we kind of check back here just to see what's going on, because these guys getting really racy back here. Perky in a 14, Racer Rick in a 34. Mucka, I'm not sure what happened to Mucka. I think he got up against the wall because he was running in the top 5, and here he is all the way back to about 13th, 14th, or 15th. Now let's go back up and check in with our leaders, our lead pack. Typical in 1st, Showtime 2nd, and Favre in 3rd, our top 3. And these 3 guys are putting some distance between themselves and the rest of the field now, as the rest of the field now starts looking like they're getting a little bit organized, so these 3 guys don't leave them all hanging high and dry. As Field Filler, the caboose of that long train, but Typical is out front of them all currently in that number 10 car. This out there trying to gobble up points like Pac-Man. Gobble, 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 gobble. We kind of move back here, checking in with True Death now, who was in 5th position, right behind Field Filler there and 4th. Dimebags there in the 1 car, right behind True Death. These guys all nose to tail, as we now have 13 laps to go. So these guys will have to make one green flag pit stop between now and the end of stage 2. So it's got to be the back of your mind if you're Field Filler, True Death, and Dimebags in the 1 car. There's Dimebags. There's Dimebags here in the 1 car. If you're considering timing it right and short pitting it maybe 1 lap to catch up to that lead pack, there's the interval that you see with those guys up front, those top 3 up front, who's put that much of an interval of distance between them and this group, our second pack. If these guys can stay organized, there shouldn't be any reason why they wouldn't catch those top 3, as they probably are making up quite a bit of time now. Because now Dimebags has the 24 car of Flash and some other help behind him. As we cross the stripe this last time, we've got 11 to go. We should see, we will definitely see some pit stops. As looks like the 22 of Shovelhead, he's coming out and making an exit on pit. But let's stay up here, check in with our leaders as pit stops start to take form. With now 10 laps to go in stage 1, or I'm sorry, in stage 2. We are in stage 2. Oh, and we got a wreck in the front field, and that is Flash going around. Flash in the 24 got turned. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Looking on the replay, he and Dimebags in the 1 car got together going in the turn 1. I'm not sure what other situation, but they were 2x2 as Flash and Dimebags in the 1 were side by side. And you can see the damage that Dimebags has. Caution is out. Now this is really throwing a monkey into the wrench, because we were in the middle of green flag pit stops. So some have, most of the field hadn't. When that green flag, or when that caution just flew, when contact was made between Dimebags and the 24 of Flash, Flash got ultimately the worst end of that deal, as he spun all the way around and hit the wall. As you can see, the damage to that 24 car. And he has got considerable damage. And that is pulverizing to 24 of the Flash. When you're talking about points, as I was discussing in our extra long pre-race report, that now the 24 car has got a really uphill battle to climb, as he was just trying to make some points up. He is really behind the 8 ball, as we are now, I believe we have 9 to go in stage 2. So with 9 to go, he's going to be starting in the rear. Now this will be interesting, and like I said, because we were in the middle of green flag pit stops when this caution came out. So we're going to have to see how all of it plays out. Typical's going to remain your leader. Showtime in second. Favre in third. Field Filler in fourth. That's going to be Hickross there in the 18 in fifth. And here comes Showtime Flash now. Showtime Flash is going to be at the very end of the field. Field filler there in 4th. Hickross here in 5th. Hickross has got a great opportunity as he's here in 5th. Mac going to restart in 6th. True Death in 7th. Hurricane Hull going to restart 8th. Perky, there's Perky. That number 14 car, I'm telling you, he moves his way up every race, and there he is. But let's get on this 10 car as we look like it should be going green, or we're going to take, nope, we're going to go one more time around. So we're going to go one more time around. So let me find this number 14 car of Perky, as he, as per usual, started at the rear of the field, was unable to qualify due to work and his schedule, so had to start in the rear of the field. But here he is. He's going to restart in the top 10, as when we go green next time by, I believe we'll have 7 laps to go in stage 2, as we are under caution, as Flash and Dimebags got together, and Flash got the worst end of that deal. Flash there all the way in the back. Oh, that is such, man, pulverizing for Flash. It's definitely not over. He's definitely going to have an opportunity to get some spots back up there and hopefully not lose too many points, if any, if things can turn out right here. Typical going to lead us to green. Flash is going to have to restart back in 14th position. Here we go, green. And Typical getting a big jump, as we are going to have 6 laps to go here in stage 2. 6 laps to go. Typical in 1st, Favre in 2nd, KB Showtime in 3rd, Hickross up to 4th. Hickross in the 18 having an excellent run here. You know what? Where's that 18 car? Where's that M&M's car? Because I'm hungry, and he's got himself a good seat in the house, as he's sitting here in 4th position behind Showtime. He's got True Death here right behind him, but Hickross having a great run here in stage 2. He's got himself a good car in that 18 machine. Typical out in front, Favre in 2nd, KB Showtime, laps running down. 5 laps to go in stage 2. Hickross now closing in on Showtime. He's sitting at 4th, but he wants more. He's going to look underneath. He's going to take a peek. KB Showtime maybe gotten caught sleeping up top. Hickross now kind of thinking about that outside line, thinking about it. He's going to go, and now he kind of took a hesitation, and that opened the door for the 3 car, True. Here comes True. And now here comes Favre in the 4 car. Favre now underneath of the 10 of Typical. Favre dives into turn 3. He's got the low line. He's got the help. Typical out, hanging out to dry with no help. KB Showtime in the 38. Going to stay low. Here comes True Death in the 3 car. He and the 5 are now hooked up. Typical stuck to the outside line. True Death in the 3 car now looking underneath. True Death and Typical side by side. Typical has no help except what's in front of him. He's going to get a little help now, and he's got that draft. He finally got that draft. Move him back up to 3rd position, and here comes Field Filler. Field Filler's now going to dive under, and Field Filler left True Death hanging out to dry. Went around Field Filler and dive, or True Death, and dive in front of True Death in that 5 car. Now True Death wants to move his way up. Meanwhile, Hicross in the 18, he's right there. And Hicross opened the door with all that as he was a little hesitant. He wasn't sure if he was going to go high. And when he finally decided, it was all too late as Hicross up into the wall off of turn 2 and really got out of the throttle and really opened things up now. As True Death now moved True Death up to 4th position and drop Hicross back to 5th. Typical up to 3rd. He's looking for any way around these guys. As we've got 1 lap to go in stage 2, far out on point. This is the last lap of stage 2. KB Showtime. He got up into the wall. Oh, I think he spun Typical out. I think he got Typical. And he did. Typical around on the backstretch as Favre takes stage number 2. Wow, what a turn of events. Unbelievable. On the last lap, KB Showtime off of turn 2. Give me 1 second, y'all. As Typical, as KB Showtime off of turn 2 made contact with the outside wall, bounced off like a pinball. And joining me up in the booth tonight, as he had some engine failure, is that number 17, Mac, who was having a great run in that 17 car. Going to join me in the booth and kind of analyze just what happened there on this last lap. As a 38 at KB Showtime got into the wall off of turn 2, bounced off of it like a pinball, down into the 10 car of Typical, and around Typical went. So he went from a top 3 of stage 2 to about 14th. Were you able to catch that, Matt?
No, I wasn't, buddy. I'm trying to get back in now.
Okay.
Got put out blue motor on the caution previously before.
Oh man, you had an excellent car in that 17 car, man. You were doing some damage, man. You look like you had yourself a hot rod tonight, brother.
I had the best car of my season.
Are you serious?
So far, buddy. I had the best car I've had all season.
And you end up with a blown motor.
A blown motor.
Oh my God, man.
No reason. I don't know what happened. Shouldn't have happened. Don't know why it did. Everything was good on my end. Gauges, all that. And after the last caution, boom, it blew.
It just went up. Daggone, man. That's going to be the story of this race, as just when you're flash and you thought that you were sunk as far as any kind of points in stage 2 or losing points to Typical, around goes Typical on the last lap. So this is certainly that kind of a race. I mean, because it was obvious that you had a really, really good car in that number 17 car tonight. It was obvious. I saw it myself, and I had the camera on you. The TV was on you a little bit.
I had the best car that I've had all season, by far. Like, it was dialed in.
Oh.
It was, I won't say a top 3 car, because you got your regular heavy hitters, but I definitely think if I'd have been in the right place at the right time, it was a top 5 car for sure.
Oh.
a top three depending on who would have pushed me or what with me. But yeah, right before the caution came out, before the stage ended, I take it. I'm trying to get back in. I'm only going on Flash's stream because I don't want to go back in the lobby and cause any storm or whatnot.
Right, right.
Yeah, the one car was crowding Flash big time, and I'm not calling out the one car by no means or anything like that, but you probably shouldn't be racing one of the lead dogs that hard.
Right, well, I was on the roof of the 24 when it happened, and you could see him make contact.
It happened right in front of me.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't know if I didn't see in the rear view if there was any, you know, when they made contact, if they got off the throttle or not, but it didn't appear so. Yeah. But they definitely made contact, and then going into one, it was over with.
Yeah, I was behind Flash, and Flash went down on the bottom and was making the pass, and looked like maybe the one tried to side draft him a little too hard and whatnot. And I don't know, you know, if that caused Flash to get loose or what. But yeah, you probably shouldn't be side drafting in stage 2 that hard to one of the points leaders. We'll just put it that way. But well, like I said, you never know.
You never know.
Two sides to every story.
Right. You're absolutely right.
My side is with my bad luck. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
You and some of these guys in this series this season, man. You've been one of the best in FRR Cup Series. Made the playoffs a couple times, and I mean, you just haven't been able to get anything generated. You know, especially with this new car coming, you know, I'm sure that you were kind of hoping, like, okay, a new car, you know, kind of like a beginning of maybe of a new season, maybe can get things going with the help of a new car and you know, a little bit of a different thing, and
yeah, exactly, because we switched over to the new car, and then we just got a stretch of tracks coming up that I just love. You know, starting with Michigan, and then the 2 road courses, and then we go into Daytona, Darlington, Texas, those kind of tracks that I like. But you probably know what I'm talking about, Shady. But you know how it is, you got that one track that you're looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's like 3 or 4 tracks that you're pretty good at, that you know, like, hey, I can be competitive. You know, these guys are really fast. These guys are really fast in these leagues now.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, I got a good car tonight. I got a good car tonight. I'll be able to compete. And then something happens. You either get booted or get wrecked or
something happens. It's one of those things. It happens, man.
It always happens.
Always happens. Whenever you have a track that's circled on your calendar and it finally comes up, you know, you're ready, you're prepared, you've got everything going, and then boom. And I mean, it might be that night tonight for True Death, as True Death now has been out front here for a little while, and just like we were saying, anything can happen. Boom, there's Flash now back up to second. You know, so I don't know if you flipping back and forth between Flash's stream and the broadcast, kind of use a radio style, but hang on up here with me tonight.
Yes, sir, no problem. I'm just on Flash's stream right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching Flash and True and Field ride. Looks like Field's behind him.
Yeah, True's got himself a good car tonight in that 3 machine.
Yeah, good to see the 3 up there running, and good to see True finally have some luck too. True's another one of those ones that he's had a good car on some of these tracks this season and stuff, and bad luck bugs just hit him too. So yeah. But I knew when we started the first stage, because I'm one of those ones, I can't qualify. I can't qualify worth a darn. But I always race better than I qualify. And there's probably some guys out there like that.
You're talking to one of them.
Right. But
seriously.
I knew once we went into the first stage, and I followed Field up through the stage. I'm like, okay, this car's pretty good. This car's pretty good. But the first stage, you gotta save a lap, and as much as I tried with my gearing, I just couldn't save the lap because I was like, I came out after I pitted and I was in 5th place, and then I fell back and got back in about 10th. Tried to draft, tried to save all the tricks you do to try to save, and ended up falling back to 15th. But I knew once I started the second stage and came back from 15th up to 4th, I knew I had a rocket ship then. And I was like, yeah, I just felt bad because, you know, Team Penske's a little low right now, so I wanted to, you know, represent Team Penske and whatnot.
Yep. Penske certainly hasn't had the greatest of seasons. They got a couple of wins under their belt, and Shovelhead's got one of them, and Shovelhead now has moved up to second.
I was gonna say, I see the yellow 22 in Flash's mirror.
Yep, he's signaling for pit stop now, so green flag pit stops now being made, so Flash and Shovelhead the leaders, along with Field Filler in 3rd, and Perky all coming down. Oh, things got a little tight with Perky and Shovelhead. I don't know if that's gonna maybe bring out if maybe a little push unintentionally was there, and maybe we're gonna have to find out and see if there may be any penalties. But now guys are coming out of the pits who had just come into the pits, and Mucka was one of them. Here comes Mucka now out of pit road. True Death out on the track in that number 3 car. He's having a good run going, as well as some of these guys. Hickross in the 18 also has had a really good run tonight. All right, here comes the second group.
Great. Yep. Hickross running good tonight for sure. Yeah. So just to let you know how bad sometimes my engine's down on horsepower, you were just saying they were coming out of pits, and I just watched Flash go into pits. So sometimes that's how far my engine's down on power. Let's just say.
Well, I tell you,
trying to remedy it, but there doesn't seem to be any good engine providers out in this area, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's definitely hard. And I tell you what, that I don't know if it was a little bit. I that seriously that it was, but the 5 actually beat the 24 car off of pit road, put Field Filler in the 5 to the point now. Flash in 2nd, Shovelhead in 3rd, and now True Death there in 4th, all lined up with Typical now back up to 6th position after falling back after that wreck. True Death looking underneath now. He's got help in the 1 car of Dimebags. Dimebags in the 1 car has himself a decent car tonight. He's got some speed in that 1 car. He's going low. Now Shovelhead, he's a lone soldier. He's a lone single guy hanging out to the outside as the train goes underneath. He's got no help at all. He's going to have to drop back, and that's a lowly feeling, man, when you have nothing, no help, and everything. That line just keeps going on by.
Yeah, if you can't get back in or no one will let you in, and you get pushed to the outside, and sometimes you got to watch 5, 6, 7, 8 cars pass you. It is a horrible feeling.
And that was about it for Shovelhead, who was in 3rd, and he has dropped back to 7th after that train went underneath. He had no help at all, but he's at least still with that lead draft as Field Filler now crosses the line. We have 21 laps to go, so they will still have to make one more pit stop in this state before we get to the end of the race. We are in stage 3, so things now starting to wind down, and these guys now starting to go. And I was just saying with that group of cars that I wondered if there was a penalty. I believe the 14 of Perky was the one that got it, because he was with all of them, and now he has come back out, and he is all by himself at the rear of the field. in that 14, which is pulverizing because he started from the rear as well, all the way in the back, and moved himself all the way up, fighting for a top 5 right there as we went in that pit stop. And now he is all alone, no help on an island, no drafting partner or anything after that black flag penalty on speed on pit road.
Yeah, that's another one of those deals where you're just hoping for a caution, and usually if you got the luck like we do, caution never comes out when you need one.
Never comes out when you need one. Things starting to heat up.
Exactly.
Things starting to heat up now. Typical's pissed. Oh, we got sideways a little bit going into turn 1. He hit that apron, got turned a little sideways, but got a hold of it. He's got Favre on his 6. And Shovelhead right behind them. They are 2 by 2 behind Field Filler, the leader, on the point. But Typical looks a little pissed off after he got in that wreck. And I'm not sure if that's the guy you want to really piss off, as he's been dominating this league mostly all season long, really. And here he comes as he's got the defending champion, the reigning champion, on Favre himself, right behind him, as they are 2 by 2 with Flash and True Death and Dimebags on the 3 on the top side. So Field Filler and the 5. Go ahead.
I was actually shocked when Typical didn't have the pole tonight. That was shocking because usually that 10 car Typical is going to be on the pole. So that was a shock when he was ended up starting 3rd, I believe.
Yeah, he started 3rd. KB Showtime was able to grab that pole. Had a great lap. Yeah, had to have an awesome lap and just hit that draft right to grab that pole. And here goes Flash now. Flash now looking underneath his teammate of the 5 car of Field Filler. Field Filler opens the door, and now Field Filler, he's going to be singled out. Field Filler will probably drop from 1st all the way back to 7th of his turn now to drop back, as he's now the lone soldier on that top line, and that train's going to go underneath. Put Flash back to the point. Flash also, he might be a little pissed off as he got caught up in a spin earlier on in stage 2 as well.
Yeah, with that 1 car Dimebag, so we'll have to watch for that and see if there's any rubbing here later towards the end. But yeah, that's a lonely feeling there for Field. But good thing is he'll be able to catch it back on to the end of this 6-car draft, and it's still early, so he could probably work his way back over.
And he's not done yet. He's actually using the side draft and using that top line, and he's hanging there right in 3rd, all by himself. He doesn't have any help at all, except the help that Flash kind of moves up the track just a little bit to give him a little sniff of a draft. Now we kind of go around the front stretch. Now he's going to kind of lose those positions as now Shovelhead kind of clears underneath, and here comes True Death. So he hung out as long as he hung on as long as he could, but when you got the draft working against you, but now he's going to kind of fight back a little bit. Finally falls in line. So he was able to fall in line off of turn 2 as things are kind of starting to heat up here with this top group.
Yeah, the side draft at these big tracks like this, the guys that really know how to use it, it is a monster and can really benefit them when they execute it properly. So you're trying to go and you got it wound out and you're wondering why your car ain't going and keeping up with the car in front, and then you look over to your left or right and you see somebody right on your side just dragging you back.
I think things are really going to start to heat up now as Favre and Typical side by side for 2nd. But look no further behind him as there's that 5 car still on the top side. He might be able to give Favre some help and help each other. They got a little bit of a space there. Now Field Filler dives down to the bottom. So now Favre is going to take his turn as a lone soldier. Now, nope, they're going to start moving up and down. They're moving all up and down as we've got now under 15 to go. We've got 13 to go this time by, and pit stops will be made any minute. The last green flag pit stop they will have to make within the next 2 laps. As we've got 13 laps to go, we'll have 12 this next time by.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I love the Haas boys. They got a damn strong team this year. But if I was anybody else, I would not work with the Haas boys. I mean, if I was Flash, Field, True, any of them, I would be trying to gang up on them Haas cars because they're strong, and we would not let them in line. We need somebody else to win besides these Haas boys.
Yep.
Even though I love them and hope they do well, but we need to take it to these Haas guys because they've been dominating all season.
Yep, off the track, it's friends and buy you a beer, but on the track, not so much. And here comes that whole lead pack down pit road. Now, oh, Dimebag's in the 1 car. He got squirrely, and he kicked up a little bit of dust. Dimebag's in the 1 car. That could... I'm not sure if he's going to make it. I don't know if he might be the one catching the black flag this time.
Yeah, sometimes you're trying just a little bit too hard, and it don't take much to mess up.
No, it does not. It only takes just a slight bit to mess up. But now here comes Favre out of pit road. He's coming now. He's getting back on track. Oh, get this!
I saw.
Get this!
Might have got a penalty.
Flash got a penalty on that one.
I was gonna say I was watching his telemetry.
Flash.
I won't say anything about his telemetry, but he was doing 61.
And that'll sink him. That will sink him. As he Flash.
Gonna hurt the 24 car.
Yep, that'll sink the 24 car as Flash just now coming out of pit road. He went on the pit road, the leader. He's coming off of pit road in 14th.
Wow. Yeah, we were just talking about that, these high-speed tracks coming down from that high speed. And then you're also worried about, is the guy behind me going to hit me? Is he going to shove me in? Is he going to get his slowed down?
Well, now...
There ain't nothing worse than getting pushed in the pits and you get a speeding penalty.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if something happened to Favre, if he may got a penalty, because here's Favre now with Flash way back here and put the 10 car back to the point of typical with Shovelhead in 2nd and True Death now in 3rd with KB Showtime in 4th. Dimebags is in 5th, so Dimebags was able to make it. And yes, it is confirmed, Favre did get a penalty. So,
that's mistakes you don't usually see right there from the top dogs.
Yep, and my partner in crime, Nizzy, who's doing some bet behind the scenes, as he got caught up tonight. As Favre was yelling, he had to get down, but nobody would let him get down. But as I was talking in that long pre-race, that Favre and Flash both needed to do everything that they can to make any kind of points up, especially playoff points in particular to Typical. And here Typical is out in the lead now, and Flash and Favre are 14th and 15th respectively after those penalties, and we've got 8 laps to go. So Typical's got 8 laps to go. But I tell you what, might be sitting in that catbird seat, and I said it earlier in stage 1, and here he is again, sitting in the same spot, and that's KB Showtime of the 38, sitting right there in 3rd. Just as he was in stage 1, sitting right here in P3, he waited his time and he made his move, and was able to get up to 2nd by the end of stage 1. He's in the same spot right here in P3 as we're winding down with 7 to go in the race.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those tracks to where you don't want to be in first coming to like the last lap to go.
Yeah, not on a drafting track.
Going to get a run and try to find a way around.
Yep.
This is just one of those one great big dog driver that can keep it out in front and keep everybody blocked. But
Right.
yeah, you look like you said, KB Showtime sitting in third, lap to go. That's a great position to be sitting in. Anybody like in third, fourth, especially if the front two cars start trying to rub each other the wrong way or whatnot, or trying to pass each other to get the lead.
Right. And we got 6 to go, so this next time by, we're going to have 5 laps to go this next time by. And here they go. They're crossing the stripe. They're starting to get a little squirrely now. True Death, as KB Showtime now, it goes, don't go 3 wide, True. Don't go 3 wide. Don't do it. Don't do it. Guess what? He going to do it. Nope, he backs out of it. He done did, tried it. He done did, he thought about it. He thought about it.
It's the end of the race. It's the end of the race. You got to go now.
Yep, as here comes KB Showtime on the outside, making a power move on the shovel head. He's got the help of that 3 car for a moment down the backstretch, but here comes that 22. Shovelhead throws it down in a 3 and 4, able to take second spot. Oh, a little contact there between Showtime and True Death. No harm, no foul. As we cross the line, we are down to 3 to go. Oh, I think it's going to the 22 and the 38 made contact. The 38 got out of the throttle, gave it back to him. That lost some momentum there. We've only got 3 laps to go, so yeah, it's go time. You're gonna make your move.
You can't let those first 2 cars get too far ahead of you.
Nope.
How far are they behind second place car?
Between Showtime's right there. He's still got the draft of the 22, and True Death is barely, looks like he does still have the draft of the 38, as we got 2 to go. So yeah, the 38 is now snugged right back up on the 22. So the 22 and the 38, they're going to team up here. They could team up here on the 10 car. We're going to see, as we're going to only have 1 lap to go, where the white flag coming out the next time by. I got to get on the 10 car.
Third time car and third time flashback, they're going at it for 11.
Oh, we've got the white flag out.
Third time Favre just used Pittman as a pick.
Oh, we got the white flag out. 1 lap to go. KB Showtime made the pass around Shovelhead for second on the front stretch. Going into 1. Here comes KB Showtime. He's pulling up on Typical on his bumper. They're going into 3. Here comes KB Showtime. Typical dives to the bottom. He's going to protect that white line. I think that's going to give him the win. The 38 had to get out of the throttle. Here comes Typical. Typical down to the stripe. Typical's going to do everything he can, and Typical's going to win here at Michigan. KB Showtime in second. Man, what a finish. These are 2 awesome finishes I saw on the same night tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. This is the last flag. White flag is out. This is the second time that they were lapped down.
That was just a
practice. See, I'm trying to fool everybody again that the stream was a lap down. This is the last lap. Here we go. Okay, we're going to try it again. Now they're going to go down all the way down to the apron to do it. Here comes Typical again. He's going to win it again. Hell, why not? Typical gets the win anyway. I messed up that call big time, but that's all right. Typical gets that win. The same order. As Typical, your winner here at Michigan. KB Showtime in second. Shovelhead grabbed third. Field Filler in fourth. True Death grabs the top 5. Dimebags up to 6th. Hick Ross in 7th. Favre in 8th. Flash in 9th. And Hurricane Hole rounds out the top 10. So we're going to talk to Typical.
I think maybe Hurricane ran out of gas or something, because he had a pretty fast car tonight too. But
yeah, he did.
Favre and Flash made it back to the top 10.
They were able to get top 10 and kind of salvage whatever points that they can, but Typical gets the win.
7th. That's a good run for Hick Ross in 7th.
Yeah.
Good run for True and good. good to see.
Yep.
Good run for Shovel in third, getting come back up to the booth for Team Penske.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and give him the interview on that? I'll let you
No,
get the
you
interview.
good, buddy. You handle all that interviewing, buddy. I just wanted to come up and let you know what happened. You know?
And keep me company for a little while, but being as he wasn't able to make it, he got
for a little bit.
Yeah, he got caught up. He got caught up tonight, but he was able to confirm those penalties. It was actually really, really good. Hold on one second, as we get this guy in the booth here. All right, so we get these. Give me a second as get these guys, these top three in the booth, and there's Shovel. And give me a second as finishes loading up, and I'll get the KB Showtime. And gee, I wonder if Typical knows where the booth is at. Alright, here we go. So let me go to KB Showtime. And then daggone Typical. Ugh. There he is. Of course, he's got to be in the T's and offline, so he's going to be all the way down at the bottom. Alright, let me back on up here, and we'll go ahead and get these guys started up over here. So let's going to talk to this guy in this number 22 car first, as he had one heck of a car in here tonight, and this is Shovelhead finishing in third. Shovel, man, what a hell of a run, brother.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run, considering I didn't qualify, and then I got a penalty in the second stage, speeding. Yeah, no, I'm happy with it.
Well, that's news to us. So you talk about that a little bit. So you got yourself a penalty there in stage 2?
Yeah, speeding penalty.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
So
I mean,
came from dead last at the beginning of the race and at the end of the race.
damn, man. Well, you had one heck of a monster of a car, man. So give me run through that stage 3 and how you made this work, man. How were you able to get in the top 3 tonight?
I mean, it seemed like if you weren't on the bottom, you were getting freight trained. So once I restarted on the bottom, and I was pushing Mucka for a while, but he wanted to go high, and and from then on out, I just kept marching forward. I got behind Typical. Typical come out of nowhere at some point. I didn't even know he was behind me, and he actually cut my nose off a little bit. I don't think he knew it or meant to, but I mean, it was no big deal. We carried on, but it just kind of surprised me. He come out of nowhere, and I just kind of stuck to his bumper. So we got to the front.
Yep.
And then he's. Thank you.
Good job, Shovel.
Thank you, sir.
To get Penske in the top 3, buddy. I was hoping pulling for you, you could beat that House boys.
No, they ganged up on me. They would go high, and so KB could draft off a Typical. No, it's all good.
Hey,
Typical, like he's a hell of a blocker.
Yeah, I had a rocket ship tonight, boy. I think if I
know,
dude. In the race, I could have helped you out.
Yeah, that's.
I'd say what I mean, real quick. Before I let you go, Shovel, I just want to ask. Right there at the very end, when you were in second, and then all of a sudden, Showtime made that move on your outside. Were you kind of planning, to make a move on the 10 car when all of a sudden that 38 shot to the top side and kind of screwed things up for you?
Well, I mean, there wasn't getting around typical. Like I said, he was doing some amazing blocking tonight.
So you're just gonna, if the 38 was stayed around you, were you gonna try to make a move or?
Oh yeah, like I was trying. I tried a couple times, but you know, like
Well,
he did what he had to do.
well, hey, man, a top three, man. That was a hell of a job. After getting a black flag penalty in stage two
Yeah,
and overcoming that,
not
man.
qualifying. Yeah, it was a tough race. Coming from
So
the
okay,
back.
so I did notice that you qualified there in the back. I thought.
I didn't qualify.
Okay, you didn't qualify at all.
Yeah,
All right. Well, hey,
yeah.
man, one hell of a run, man. You can
Thanks,
finally
appreciate it.
take a breath and relax and enjoy this one, man.
Yeah,
Congratulations on getting third.
thank
Job
you.
shovel.
Good job, guys. Good job, typical. Showtime. Hell yeah. Good race, buddies.
Let's bring in that second place guy, that 38 car. Let's talk to him for a minute. This is our pole sitter, a 38 of KB Showtime. And talk about a rocket ship. This 38 was fast, obviously, from the get-go, winning the pole and finishing second. Congratulations, man. What a heck of a night.
What up? What up? Yeah, man, it was a heck of a night, boy. I tell you, got to
It
start
really
up front. Got to start up front. Stayed up front for a little bit. Had a little bit of adversity there in stage three. Kind of lost the draft, and then my teammate King G, me and him worked really well together. Also had Hick Ross and somebody else back there behind us, but we with the
Hick
leaders
Ross is
racing.
fast. He deserves an
And we
attaboy.
just kept gaining and kept gaining, and by the time we pit, I was right there. I did pit a little bit early, and then that extra lap definitely helped me, and I come out in fourth right behind the 3 car, and just I knew I wouldn't get up there by myself, so I pushed him as hard as I could to get up there, and then got around him, and I couldn't push the 22 past my teammate. I mean, I think we all know that.
Oh, I knew that immediately.
We were definitely
Yeah.
talking, up, down. Like Shovel had said, typical was on his game
He
tonight.
sure was.
Because when I got
Jesus.
the second, I wanted to be first, just as bad
I know
as
it,
everybody
huh?
else.
I seen it.
And he made a good block, and he was, stride for stride, right where we needed to be.
Right.
And without us working together behind him, it was going to be next to impossible passing him. And going down the backstretch, once I knew I really couldn't get around him, I was mostly worried about just trying to stay in second place, and just capping off a good night for the KB Showtime crew.
Man, you capped off a heck of a night, man. Where did you end up finishing in first and second stage?
We finished bridesmaid all 3 stages tonight.
All three. I knew that you were up there in stage two. In stage two, I couldn't remember where you were at in stage one. So that's
Got
a
more
heck.
points
That's
tonight,
yeah.
but-
That's a heck of a points night for you, man.
Yeah, it was a pretty good night. We're closing in on the playoffs, and there might be one spot I could gain going into the playoffs. But good to get. Wish we could have got some playoff points, but overall, really good night with the 38 car. Really happy. Put a lot of good work in this week, and it paid off tonight.
It definitely showed, man, and you as well can finally take a breath and relax and kind of enjoy it and soak it up a little bit, man. Congratulations! What a job, well done, awesome job, man. Good job, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Good racing, buddy.
Good job, Tip. Good job, Shovel.
Thank you.
Let's talk to you-know-who, the same old guy in this number 10 car. Let's bring him in on the victory lane. In this number 10 Smithfield Ford, yet another win for this guy. It is typical, man. What a hell of a season you are having, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
And so let's go back. Let's go back to I believe it was stage 2, I believe. There at the very end of stage 2, there was a little bit of an incident there. There you were riding in third with 1 lap to go, and then all of a sudden, looked like there was an incident there off of turn 2, and then all of a sudden you were spinning around.
Yeah. So I don't know if I wanted to push KB or get around him. And I kind of got to his quarter panel, and I don't know if I got him arrow tight. I know I didn't touch him, but arrow and the air works in this game. So I probably got him tight, and he kind of hit the wall. And I just bounced off his quarter panel. I didn't hit anything. I didn't get no damage. It was just unfortunate that it even happened.
Right. I mean, but you still lost all those positions, man. Let me ask you, did that piss you off a little bit? Because it
Oh
looked like
yeah.
it. It looked like it because it looked like you were driving a little bit pissed off. Which I'm not sure if I would be pissing you off in a race car, but it looked like you were a little pissed off there.
Oh yeah. Well, you get taken out from the top three on the last lap, and it didn't really need to happen. It wasn't necessarily nobody's fault, but that it just shouldn't happen in the first place. And I just did what I had to do to get back to the front.
Right. Well, what was your game plan there, starting in stage three when that happened? What was kind of your game plan there?
Oh, I'm gonna just go as fast as I can to get around everybody. I wasn't really not one time on that stage just sitting behind somebody. I just wanted to get back to the front.
Well, while we were in that little bit of a lag delay in the beginning, man, I was kind of going over some points and going through the points and really talking. And as we were saying,
Congratulations on the championship.
it kind of comes down to some luck, good luck and bad luck. And luck was certainly on your side as Favre and Flash both got those penalties on that very last pit stop, which dropped them back. So you came in with like 161 point lead, I think it was, for the regular season. I think if it doesn't mathematically lock it up, man, I can almost pretty much say congratulations on getting that regular season championship.
Oh hell yeah! Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
That's something special to me because this is my rookie season technically, and Favre, he was the point setter every single season, and come in here and beat my teammate.
He's won, if I'm not mistaken, he's won 5 regular season championships in a row, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so too. It's an honor to take that away from him, I guess.
Anytime that you're able to beat the champion here at FRR, anytime you're able to even get a win or even a top 3 in the podium, that's something to really be proud of, man. And you're having, a tremendous season, man, an absolute tremendous season. Congratulations, dude. You're just doing awesome.
I appreciate it, man. I try to come in here every week and be as consistent as I can, week in and week out. And, I feel like this season I've done pretty good at that.
Well, I'm gonna let you go, man. It's 11 o'clock. It's a little bit later with the late start, man. Go celebrate. Go have some fun. Go unwind yourself, man. Congratulations on getting that win tonight.
I appreciate it. So glad me moving to draft my team. It was nothing personal, man.
Oh, I know, dude. I know. It's all good, buddy. You did what you had to do, and you did it good. So, congratulations, bud.
Thanks, man.
I like racing with you, so you're fun to watch. You're a pain in the ass.
It's a lot of trust me, it's a lot of fun to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch, and I'm glad I don't have the pain in the ass trying to race him. Trust me.
I wish I was young like he is, and I don't know. I think he just looks at the track a little different than this old man for sure. Like he does a good job.
He does an excellent job, and that's why he's just practically dominating this whole season. And I want to thank all you guys out there, everybody tuning on in tonight and checking on in and being live with us. Without you guys, we are absolutely nothing. So thank you all, guys. I also want to thank this guy here in the 17 car who had a hot rod himself tonight. He had a hell of a car, and it ended up blowing up on him, but he ended up stumbling up the steps up into the booth and keeping me company for a little while. So I want to say thanks.
Not used to going that fast.
Yeah, you've been doing hella good here lately, bud.
Well, I want to say thank you to Mac for coming on up, and I want to say thank you to B Nizzy again for last week. when I was getting really sick and covering it. He got caught up tonight at work, and we got really late at work. That's why he's wasn't able to make it tonight. But I want to say thank you to B Nizzy for last week, and just thank you guys all for being a part of it. And you want to say congratulations again to Typical getting yet another win. KB Showtime in second, and Shovelhead grabs third. We're going to head to a road course next week. I think it is...
Indy.
Where's it?
Indy.
Indy. Oh,
Yep.
boy, that could be a lot of fun.
Indy and then Watkins Glen.
Indy and then Watkins Glen. So we got 2 in a row to go. So we're going to leave the ovals behind for a couple of weeks. We're going road course racing. So we're going to be here same bat time, same bat channel next week. Want to thank you all again, once again, and we're going to see you all next week. You all have a wonderful night.